Hey, what's up everyone, my name is Louis and today we're going to take a look at Mechwarrior Online. I want to make this video a small tutorial. I'm probably gonna make it in two separate videos. So the first one will be absolutely concentrated focus on the gameplay and the settings, and the second one will be onto the mech base, because we know that there is a lot of customization in this game, so I prefer separating the two. So first off, if you never played Mechwarrior Online, welcome. If you have played Mechwarrior Online before, or if you're still playing it, I hope it can give you guys some information, and don't forget to rate or ask questions. If there's anything, I can probably answer you in the channel, and if you have anything else, just ask, don't worry. Alright, so let's start off with the basic. The first thing we want to go check is at the bottom right. You're gonna go into your settings. Now the first thing you're gonna see is arm lock. You want this unchecked. Basically what it does is make sure that your arms are free of movement and then are not locked with your center torso, making you available with more movement and more free shooting, and will absolutely help you, especially for the light ones. Throttle decay, that depends. Basically is, do you want or you don't want to hold the arrow keys or your WASD when you want to accelerate and decelerate for your mech? So I personally like not having this, so I just press until it's maximum and then I let it go. And if I want to stop, I'm gonna press X. Start in third person is a choice, doesn't really change anything. You can switch between first and third person. So I'm gonna leave this check. I like to go in third and then go back in first. If you don't want the tooltips, enable cockpit blast, this can actually help you with your visibility. So if you really don't want any immersion on the glass, you can just uncheck that. First person FOV, that depends on taste. Basically what happens is you'll have more side views. The problem is that if you put it too bit to the 120, you're gonna have so much cockpit view and so little room for your window. It's not gonna be really worth it. So I'm actually like it at about 80. It's a bit more immersive, but it's still being a very friendly user. Sensitivity, this is absolutely important. You want this to be absolutely at your best as a first-person shooter. You want this to be accurate and very, very nice for you. Smooth, I put that at 0. You don't want any acceleration either. Invert mouse y-axis, why not if you like it. Another right thing is enable all chat. You want everyone to be able to chat between the teams. Also enable lance chat. This is very good. Achievement notification, team chat, faction chat. That's perfect. And you can choose between the modern and classic reward system. Both doesn't actually give you any advantage. I like the modern more for its look and style, but that's about it. Audio, you can check your enable VoIP if you want to play with a team and make sure that you're more immersed with your own lens. That's a good choice. Video, make sure you have enough FPS. Right now I'm running at about 45 to 60, which is enough, let's be honest, for this game. But if you want to go quicker, try to have above 60 as a minimum. Keyboard, now this is more of your choice and aspect. I would recommend that you make sure that everything is set properly for your usage. You're gonna see that the controls are a bit weird if you're compared to other games such as Aachen or any first-person shooter. I usually try to have about 4 weapon groups. 5 and 6 gets too difficult to manage, so 4 maximum, 3 initially. My first 3 are on my mouse and my 4th one is on my keyboard. So that being said, controller, if you have one, I don't suggest it, but if you have one, why not? So we're just gonna save this and we're gonna go into select mech. And then you're not gonna have this. What you're gonna probably have is something like that. So I'm gonna click all. I'm gonna make sure I expand everything. There you go. So this is probably what you're gonna have. Those are the trial mechs, which basically means that each week Piranha Games just delivered some free mechs to try and that you can play with. They are free of charge, but you cannot grind XP with them, but you can still do money, C-bills. And if you never played Mechwarrior Online, the first 20 matches you're gonna do will give you an extremely high boost in money. So make sure you use all those 20 first round of win of just playability to accumulate your money before you make any purchase, because at the end you can have like something like between 10 and 12 millions, and then can be purchased. You can purchase a very, very good mech. So just pile them up and try them out. So today what we're gonna do is we're going to try maybe something a bit more. Let's go with a quick draw, which basically has 4 medium laser and some Artemis, which isn't bad at all. So we're gonna try this out, and I'm gonna show you guys basic strategies and how I like to play in game. Of course, I'm not gonna do a match. I'm just gonna go into the left side, going to testing grounds, and let's go to forest colony and let's load this up. Alright, so right now we're in game. As you can see right now, I am in third-person shooter. And if you can actually just move your mouse around, you're going to see that you are actually not aligned with your legs. This is a priority and a property that Mechwarrior has that is very important. You are free from your leg movement, a bit like a tank. However, you will have a maximum right torso. Some are actually very high, on the up to 280 to even 300 degrees, but most of them it's around, let's say, 180 to 100 degrees of rotation. Now, what we want to do is go in first-person shooter by pressing F3. Now, as you can see, we have much more information on the screen. On the top left corner, what you're gonna have is your lens. Basically, it will say, it will team up you with 3 other guys. It will tell you how much health they have, where they're located, and what kind of mech they are using. On the bottom left corner, you're going to have your health. On the left guy is actually your front, and the right guy is your rear, of course. The outer layer says how much armor you have left, and the color inside tells the internal component. Of course, once the internal component is destroyed, you lose the arm, the part, etc., the leg. So keep an eye on that. A bit more to the right, so center bottom, you have your speed. So if I press forward, I'm going to go to some speed, and as you can see right now, it's gonna keep it as a speed because I have unchecked throttle decay. I can press X if I want to stop and make sure that I am back to 0. Same thing goes to backward, so we're going to go to our maximum speed, we're gonna achieve it, and then if we want to stop, we're just gonna press X, and then our character, our mech, is going to stop moving. You can press Control, and maybe it's something else for you, but for me it's Control to look around the cockpit. So you can see there's a lot of light, there's your character moving and everything. And if you notice, there's a little circle that can move around, and this, my friend, is your arm. So if I shoot, you can see that I can shoot with those kind of degrees. I can shoot way better. I can even shoot this guy there with my arms, but I cannot shoot them with the weapon that are in my torso. Now, second thing, you're gonna look at the speed, and basically you're gonna see that at the right of it, you're gonna have a yellow bar. These are not with all the mechs, but some of them have jump jet capability. So by pressing space, I can gain some height, and once I'm back on the ground, it's gonna regain it. If you look at this by outside, jump jets on, jump jets off. Basically just holding space, that's it. The map will tell you where the enemy is, so you're gonna check it like a regular map with each position. You can call your enemies way better. So as you can see, the arrow simply says where my legs are going to and where I'm going, and the cone basically just says where my vision, my field is looking right now. If you want to go back, if you're like this and you're not sure if you're exactly aligned with your body, you can press C, and it will realign this directly, the legs and the torso. So pressing C will bring you back exactly in the center. On the right is the heat. As you can see now, if I stop, it's gonna get at 0. If I go quick, it's gonna get up to maybe 3 or 4. If I shoot, it will massively increase. You have to check this constantly because Mechwarrior has a lot to do with weapon damage, weapon output, movement, and this heat management. As long as you keep it under 100%, it's gonna be okay, but as soon as you're gonna reach 100%, your mech is gonna shut down. If you don't want it to shut down, you're gonna press O for override, sorry. Override will basically let you continue firing and moving around, but you're gonna take a lot of damage and possibly die by shooting and over-exhausting. The automatic shutdown basically allows you to gain back a lot of cooling down and make sure that you don't destroy your center core. At the right, you're gonna have all the weapons. So basically, if I go with the arrow, you can see that I can move just basically like a little, you know, like a bingo, like just a tic-tac-toe square. And I'm gonna look, and you're gonna see that medium lasers are all set to 1, and my SRM4 are set to 2. Now, this is an important thing, because first off, you're gonna look at why there's some on the O and one are some on the cross. Basically, the O are my arms, and the cross are on my torso. So, for example, if I want to change, I can basically go with this and press the right control to change them from group, and maybe even go with them here. There you go. And as you can see now, I can press the first button to shoot from my arms and the second one to shoot from my torso. So this is one of the strategies that I like, because you can have much more versatility. And another thing you can also do, and it's for peeking, is basically making sure that you're shooting from one side to make sure that you can actually cover yourself. So if we go and make an example out of it, I'm going to go behind those buildings. So if I'm peeking here, I'm going to shoot my laser and it's going to be okay. But if I shoot here, it's not going to make any difference. So if I shoot back here, it's going to be okay. But this one, my laser, as you can see, was stuck by the ground. So you can change and divide your weapons depending on 2 factors: range grouping and heatsink, or with the sight. So I like this kind of strategy. I don't apply it on all my mechs. Like for this one, it's not going to be very useful to have 2 side, because I have 3 medium laser and 1 medium lasers on one side. So I'm just going to group them all together for one massive deadly blow. And I can even actually go with my arms and put it on 2 if, for example, I'm out of my degree and I still want to shoot this bad guy here, like so. So this is very important. This arm lock, I don't even know why it's there by default. You have to make sure it's absolutely unchecked. The only thing that you can really have to care about for the weapons are the heat and the range. As you can see right now, the weapons are not highlighted. So if I go back down, you can see that some of them gets green, and then I get there, someone gets black, and then yellow, and then back green, or simply black. This basically tells you the range of the weapon and their damage. As long as you're in the green, you're gonna do maximum damage and efficiency. So if I do, like, if I shoot my weapons right here and my small missiles here, I'm gonna do the amount of damage they're supposed to. If I go a bit here, my missiles are going to explode before they reach impact. They don't have this much range. They have 270 meters and that's it. So if we do an example, you're gonna see they're just exploding at 270 meters. Same goes for my lasers. I can shoot over there and the lasers are gonna reach over there, but they're not gonna do any damage. They will just show your position. If I shoot while they're yellow, I'm gonna do maybe half to a third of the damage. And if I go to the green, I'm gonna do full damage. On the other column, as you can see, there's a cooldown. So every time I'm shooting, there's a cooldown that applies. So you cannot just spam weapons. And the other column just tells you the number of munition. Of course, now I have short range missile 4. And I have, every time I shoot, since I have 2 of them, it's 8 munition a row. While the lasers, it's just an infinite amount of laser beam I can shoot at. So now going back to the top, you're gonna see that there's a timer and a blue and a red number. The numbers are basically how much enemies have been killed by the enemy. So if I got 6 red, it means that they have killed 6 of my teammates. So you have 3 blue, it means we have killed 3 enemies. So this is for the main movement. As you can see right now, we're gonna go back into the center, and as you can see, we have a compass at the top. Which basically tell you which direction to go, and you can see that there's 2 arrows basically saying where's your legs and where's your center torso. In the bottom, well, more in the right middle, you see that I have a 6 little square, and basically just said when I can shoot different weapon group. What I can do to have more visibility is just group everything I don't use to make sure that I know when I want to shoot. This is important mostly on heavy ballistic. For example, if you have 2 AC-20 or a 2 Gauss rifle that you're using, you want to have maximum visibility of when it's gonna be recharged. So like this, I can know exactly when I can shoot back my lasers. This is very useful. Of course, you can just simply hold the button, but it's going to impair your movement. Of course, after that you have the range, and as you can see on the top right corner, you have the speed and the velocity of how much you're going. And that's about it. You can press Z to zoom in up to 3 times. Once you have a module, you will be able to zoom to a 4th time and have a digital view. That's about it for the movement in the interface. Now for more important aspect of the gameplay, you're gonna see that my little commando here is quite small, and he's going to be going extremely fast. And those you have to make sure that you don't get them in their back, because they're going to core you and backstab you. So we want to know what this mech is made of. So we're going to press R.
New target acquired.
So it's going to say to us, he has 98% left health. He has a 47 meter range. He doesn't have any name, and of course it's a command to com 1B. And his target is A. If we're going to look at the left here, we're going to have another one that we can reach. It's a Cicada. This one's going to be B, and it's going to be 752 meters. As you can see, I know exactly how far he is, but even if I shoot at him, you can see that I do absolutely no damage. While if I'm here at the range, if I shoot at him, you can see his health going down. Of course, this little buddy here is in a bad position. Since he can't move and he's a light while I'm an heavy, I can basically kill him in a few shots. Now, you have to make sure of something. As you can see, since I but basically focused on him, you can see that the top right corner now shows his front and back armor, as well as the weapon he has. So, as you can see right now, he probably have 2 lasers on the center, or maybe 2 is SRM2 is here. I can see 1 laser here, 1 laser here, and I don't see the... that's about it, I think. Yeah, just those 3 weapons. If you're against an opponent and you see all his weapons are centered around one particular component in its damage, make sure that you look on the top right, and make sure that you destroy that component so he has a less upper hand on you. So basically, I can shoot his arm and his torso, make sure I'm destroying it, and as you can see, now he doesn't have his large laser. Of course, right now he's already damaged the center core, so the easiest thing will be to basically just kill him directly in the middle. But if you're against a heavy or even an assault, make sure that you use those deficit and abuse them so you can have the upper hand on them. I can also destroy his leg, and this will basically impair his movement. His mobility will be much slower, and if I destroy the other one, it will kill him. Of course, now I don't know if this one is actually an Excel engine. If he is, it means that if I destroy one of both shoulder, he's gonna die right away. Otherwise, center core also kills instantly any enemy. On the clan though, you need to destroy both torso or the center core if you want to kill him. That being said, we're just gonna finish that guy, he's suffering, so we're just gonna destroy his second leg and make sure he's destroyed. As you can see, he's down right now. We're gonna go back and see that we can damage our enemy here. So we're gonna target them, and we're gonna move. Make sure that you are actually good with your legs. As you can see, I can move the legs and still aim at my enemy right now. Of course, in third-person shooter, I find it much more difficult, and in first, it's much more easy. There's a speed of rotation, so even if I go there, the torso has a speed of rotation. So make sure that you notice that. Now, as you can see, my medium laser are actually in the yellow, so if I shoot at him, see, I'm gonna do 7% of damage. If I go way closer, so under 338, I should be doing around the same, but a bit more. So as you can see, right now, I've done exactly 7, but if I was way far from him, I would have maybe done 1 or 2% until the actual range is out of my weaponry. So as you can see, this one is a medium. It's going to be the same as the other one. So even if he doesn't look like he has arm, he actually does. If I shoot at this little plate here, you're gonna see his damage went directly to his arm, and you can impair him. So every mech, even if those are runner, you also have some that are having every weaponry, you can definitely destroy and damage them. Of course, the best course of action, if you can, is to backstab an enemy. This will remove their back armor, which usually is very low, and it will kill them instantly. So let's do that. See, he already is in the red, and I haven't even shoot twice. I've shot my small range missile and my medium. So let's do it again. Just my short range missile.
Target destroyed.
And that's it. So first and foremost, what you guys need to do is basically make sure that you don't overshoot yourself, that you don't get overeat. Stay with your team, make sure that you are in the range of your weaponry, check out your damage, check out your enemy damage, make sure that you press R and that you are shooting at the component that is damaged, or you know, the legs, whatever is more important. If you're shooting at the center core and the enemy has 2 damaged legs, you're just losing your time. Of course, this is just the first part of the video. I'm gonna make some gameplay to apply what I told you for the peeking, for the range, and other stuff like that. But for the moment, that's gonna be it. So thank you guys. The second edition should be coming, and it's gonna be focused on the mech base and how to customize your own mech. So hope you like this video, and take care. Bye bye.